three interesting mouse today. I mean two. So one is the normal day-to-day daily usage mouse, the one I have been using until now, and then the MX Master 3. Next, the latest productivity development mouse from Logi G502 and the well-renowned gaming mouse G502 from Logi G502 again. So I have been using these two for about for at least a little over a week, and for my office and my video editing and home browsing and gaming, moderate gaming actually. So my main concentration is productivity, video editing, some typing, a little bit of programming. So how they fare? So the normal mouse has been very lightweight, comfortable to use. The main reason I want to try another mouse was the wrist pain, the pain in the wrist. So it really gets very severe at the end of the day. So a lot of work I mostly use the mouse more than the keyboard. So I thought I'd give it a try with the new MX Master 3. It was really interesting. When I was looking for the Master 2s, and then I saw this one just released. Quite an expensive mouse. How useful is it? Is it worth the expense? Well, the technology that goes in there is quite interesting. The hyper scroll wheel, the side scroll, and the gesture button and the thumb. You could reassign all the buttons using the G-Hub or Logitech options tool. So yeah, I mean the interesting thing is how many buttons it has. Like we have one button here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the roller here. So the center button is also, the center scroll is also a button, and you can reassign this one. This is the hyper scroll switch, but you can reassign it using the software. So you can do a lot of gesture, like click the gesture on the thumb button and move it front. It's you can choose like minimize, move it back. It has a particular option, left, right. So you can assign it, customize it. So it's really customizable, not all the buttons are within your hands. They reach quickly, and the scroll wheel, side scroll, horizontal scroll is really smooth. I wish it was a bit had some ratchet feeling. Maybe it's very not reflexive and not reflexive enough. It's just too smooth and just scrolls down. Like it just holds on like a ratchet it does here. The ratchet feeling would have been much better if they had an option for this also. For that cost they should have. So they have this electromagnetic hyper scroll switching for this mouse here, for the scroll, vertical scroll. So it has that hyper scroll. So the big difference between both these. So even this mouse has a hyper scroll, but the difference is it has a switch button, a mechanical switch button. It's a mechanical hyper scroll, and so you cannot, it doesn't have an automatic switch to the hyper scroll. but this one switches to hyper scroll automatically in sense you just switch it fast and it goes, you slow it down, it goes to the ratchet mode. So that's a big difference between these two mouses, even though they have hyper scroll. And yeah, this one has a raised palm, so it is quite comfortable when you click. When you make a click, there is not much pressure in your nerves here, but when you click this one, there's a bit of pressure here, so this feels a bit relaxed. It's my personal experience, but that is the only advantage I feel with this one. I think it could have been a bit longer, just like this G502. This one is quite long, very long, and fits my palm, fits my entire palm really well. But this is short, it only comes up to this. It's a bit, just a centimeter long maybe. But it's as both of them are the same weight, almost come to the same weight. Actually, this is a bit more heavy actually, but it has a lot of button options. Here, the thumb button and the thumb rest here, and you could add more weights in between inside. And the mouse click is really feels good. It's very responsive. The mouse click. You can the software for this and this are different, so you have to use a different software for reassign customizing. It's called Logi G502, and it allows you a lot of features to customize, but it's a bit buggy. For example, I reassigned this one for switching applications, but it switches too fast and it's of no use. Like the moment I try to switch the application, it switches to all the applications at a very high speed, and I'm not even able to use it properly. To me, I don't do much gaming, so I want a lot of buttons to do compile a program, run a program, copy, paste, undo. So you could use the button combination also here. You can change the button. Holding this button, you can reassign this two functions to the same button. One function without holding this one, and when you hold this one, there is another function. So you can do that with the Logitech G5 software. Overall, both are good mouses, but I think for productivity, this is not so suitable, but you can use it. I wish this also had the left, right, forward, upward, downward movement based gestures, and the software for this is really still buggy, but maybe it's quite good for in-game sniper or switching the tools. I mean, switching your accessory, a gun or a knife or whatever you switch. But it is really useful when you use the combination buttons for programming. Yeah, the biggest differences is the price and the wireless and wired. The wire cord is really long, like I think 2 meters, and it feels really good. If you want something that fits your big hand, then this is really good. I prefer having the hyper scroll on always, so this button is not of help. So if you want to immediately while browsing, if you want to do a hyper scroll, you cannot press this and then do it. So you should always have it in the hyper scroll mode, smooth scroll mode, so you can do an hyper scroll. And it has RGB here. Actually, there's supposed to be RGB here also, like 3 bars. They are RGB. For the DPI, I don't change the DPI much, so I have reassigned the buttons also. So yeah, I think it's very hard to make a conclusion because the way this feels in my hand, and for ergonomics I think this is actually a bit better. It feels more good for a large hand. Though this has a big footprint, it's still not a big footprint. Though it has a big hump, it's not fitting my full hand. It still leaves an empty palm. It feels empty. So, but otherwise they have both enough button combinations for you to assign shortcuts. But I think to use the shortcuts, the MX Master 3 was much easier to use a button combination, and using the shortcuts this was much easier. So you could minimize or copy paste or do whatever. It's much easier to use Master 3. But this needs some practice because holding this button and clicking these two buttons is a bit hard. But you do not have buttons here, so you have the gesture. So if this one gets the gesture option, it would be very useful. But otherwise, holding this button, these two buttons are of no use. So, but I mean the combo and combination. Otherwise, it's backward and forward. So you can hold this one, maybe like click like this, click this two together to enable a combination. This one also has a side click for the scroll wheels, left and right and center. So you could also, this also has a button. So there you go. I think that's the DPI switch. You could switch the DPI using this, or you can also reassign this one again, customize it. If you're not changing the DPI, you can just fix that one and customize it. I like both the mouses, but they have the numbers here for the buttons. They have G9, G8, G7. They have numberings here, so I wish this was wireless, but the wireless version of this one is more expensive than MX Master 3. This I don't know, holding this really feels fun. Like it's feels more comfortable to hold this one than the Master 3. I think it more depends on your budget, expense, rather than rather than the purpose you're using. If you can afford a MX Master 3, you should go for that. It's really very smooth. The movement of the mouse and the pad is so smooth. Even on a plain desk, it is very smooth and silent. It's the same here. Yeah, it's really hard to make a conclusion right now, but for productivity, I think you can still go for this. But the button clicks are a bit cumbersome to make the call. You can still use it. I think I would say you can still use this for productivity. Yes, I would say actually this provides more button combinations than this one. So it needs really a lot of practice. It doesn't come to you that easily. So yeah, so when you're holding like this, you have to bend your fingers and click. But here you do not have anything like that. the customization option is actually more refined for the Master 3. So but I wouldn't say that this is the world's best mouse or anything. These two are equally good. Sometimes this is even better compared to this. But yeah, for productivity being my main consideration, I think I actually prefer this one to how it feels in my arms, my palm, and the comfort I get. I actually find the G502 more comfortable to hold than the Master 3. Because at the end of the day, I'm not going to hold a mouse like this. Most often you hold a mouse just like this. You won't be holding it, always holding a mouse like this. This is not the real position most of the time you get into a mouse. So you just touch it like this, do it something and leave it. So this hump isn't really that helping that much. This one feels good because it's really long and you immediately feel the touch of the mouse. But this feels empty holding it. So if you really want to improve your productivity, you can still use the 502. It's cost much lower, and it really helps in improving a lot of shortcuts. Of course, there are Master 63s, but at a very expensive value and not so great ergonomics. Actually, I wouldn't say it's the best ergonomics. This is much better. So yeah, it's a very neutral conclusion, but I like this one anyway. I wish this was wireless anyway, but a wireless option is too expensive. Any questions, post in the comment, maybe I can reply. Thank you.